Hey everyone, it's Paperboy at Kotaku. You know what's going on. It's another toy bargain hunting outing. But if I knew you knew what's going on, why'd I have to say it? It's too early to be thinking about such complex things. Let's move on to the important stuff. Before that, if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and sub to the channel. If you deem me worthy of further support, Patreon's down low, and supers are another option. And of course, I feel your support when you make sure that Turd Squirrel Ion doesn't get to have any fun. I mean, she's the worst villager ever, so she doesn't deserve it. Look at that, she can't do anything right. L Turd Squirrel. We're starting off at Target as I wanted to see if stuff was going on clearance yet, and it is happening. Here we have a Marvel Legends giant size X-Men Banshee action figure. At 50% off, he's priced at $12.49. I'm not really into this character, so I'll be passing even when it gets to 70% off. I wouldn't mind getting Adam Warlock for 70% off, but I never saw him in stores. I'm amazed that Spidey and Cap never got clearanced out and remain on the shelves. That's far from home, Spidey, for fuck's sake. Now what I'm really hoping to get on clearance are the Masterverse and Thundercats crossover action figures. I'll likely only be able to get Lion-O and Cheetara as they're the only ones I've actually seen at Target. I'll definitely get Cyclone when it's his turn to go to the clearance aisle, and it's funny to see merch sold at normal retail stores and discount stores at the same time. There wasn't anything else going on for clearance and the TCG section was pretty much the same, so now it's time to go to the second stop of the day, Ross. Nothing relevant going on at the end cap, so let's take a look at the messy shelves and see if we can find anything interesting. And look at that, it happened. Here's a Bendy Figs Frankenstein action figure. That's actually the creature, not Frankenstein. I wonder when that misapplication of the name happened. Here's a $4 2.5-inch Cat Toad action figure. That's too expensive. Remember when I found a 5-pack of those figures at DD's Discounts for 3 clams? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I see an Amazing Heroes Muscle Mommy anime figure back there. DD's Discount sells her for $18 and I wondered if that was a mistake. And it looks like it wasn't, as Ross sells her for the same price. I still feel like this is an anomaly as other MHA figures are still in the $13 range, including different Mirko figures. It's a shame that anime figures at discount stores have been getting more and more expensive, and I've been noticing gradual price increases over the past few weeks. While most anime figures increased to the $20 price point, some of those figures recently received additional price increases. One example among many being this Vibration Stars Chainsaw Man figure. No, that's not it. On your left. There we go. This was $20 less than 2 weeks ago, and it got a $2 price bump. These gradual increases have pretty much been exclusive to the anime figures. Prices on action figures, for the most part, remain untouched. I know I glossed over a few things in this area, like a Toy Story Woody action figure, but unfortunately, I didn't backtrack. It is what it is. Can't do anything about it now, so let's move on to the rear shelf, and boy, was it happening here. Let's check out our Ross First Timer, a Maximatics Special Monkey D. Luffy anime figure. He's pretty much got the same pose as the Tag Hero Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta figure I bought a while back. He's 20 bucks, which is a surprise. I was expecting Luffy to be 22 clams. Up next we got another Ross First Timer, and a big one at that. Here's a Star Wars Vintage Collection ATST from The Mandalorian, Season 1, Episode 4 specifically. This thing is priced at a hefty $50 and goes for 65 bucks online. I feel like it could be priced a bit lower. 15 clams off market price isn't much. I don't know the exact height of the mech, but it scales with the 3.75-inch action figures. Due to the high price, I'm not sure if it'll move fast, but I'll update you next time. There's been a slew of All Elite Wrestling action figures at Ross. I saw a bunch of them today, and the first one on the docket is an Unmatched Collection Jade Cargill. If you keep up with wrestling, you'll know these are some old-ass action figures. Switching over to the end caps, I've been seeing various Epic Hero Series Spider-Man action figure 2-packs for 100 dimes each. That's too high for my liking. 600 pennies is the most I'm willing to pay for those. Surprisingly, there wasn't much happening at the end caps. I was getting hot tips about new Star Wars Black Series action figures showing up at Ross, but I haven't seen any. It's still early in the morning, so we still got plenty of Ross stores to check out. Did you see that? There was another ATST Raider action figure. Nothing happening on the bottom shelf, so why don't we move over to the plushie section, and at this point, I might as well call it the Squishmallow section. Or should I call it the Score Bunny section? There was a lot of them. In case you haven't already realized, Ross is packed with Halloween Squishmallow, and here's one of the larger sized ones priced at 7 buckaroos. The name tag's covered, but I was able to find out this one is Bridget the Bat Cow. Gotta love these names. As I was leaving, I noticed an anime figure which I failed to highlight last time was still here. It's a Banpresto Espresto EST Windy in Motion's Asahi Serizawa figure from the Idol Master Shiny Colors. Just like with the previously seen Shiki Ichinose figure, this one is priced at a very affordable 10 clams, which is 50% lower than the cost of the vast majority of anime figures currently at Ross. It looks like a cute figure and is kinda unique with its posing and the rollerblades, but I think I'm good. I want someone else to get that deal. There was quite a bit at this Ross, wasn't there? Unfortunately, the same can't be said for my usual Pokemon Center vending machine. It was completely sold out. Has anyone been able to pull a Prismatic Evolutions or 151 bundle from these vending machines lately? I feel like the most common thing at the machines right now are their Journey Together booster packs, even more proof that scalpers are avoiding that expansion set as of late. No need to stick around, so let's move on to Burlington. There's something I'd like to see on the end cap, Transformers action figures. I'd like it even more if it was Transformers merch I hadn't seen before. If you're unfamiliar, these Transformers are from the Authentics line. I've seen these at both Ross and DD's discounts, and I believe these are Burlington first timers. I've been really on the fence with Starscream, and each time I see him, I'm more tempted to buy one. Fortunately for my bank account, willpower held through. Also fortunate for bank accounts, Burlington matched the price point of both Ross and DD's discounts, so if you missed out at those stores, Burlington might be able to back you up. At first, I was excited to see a bunch of 3.5-inch Transformers, but then I immediately remembered that they're likely either Geocron, Galvatron, or Cheetor. They've been flooding Ross and Burlington lately, and unfortunately, Burlington's got them for 50 dimes while Ross has them for 30 dimes. Here's something new and different, a Moana and Loto's Workshop playset. I didn't look at the price, so if you were interested, sorry about that. So this is the third week in a row of seeing these Best Action Beetlejuice action figures, and none of them moved. Oh no, what is this? More of those crappy helicopter toy things? At least this time it's a full figure and Iron Man does look nicely painted. Those big old propellers just kill it though. Just like they killed this former pupper. I can't imagine any of those propeller bullshit things moving anytime soon. And here's some Halloween Bluey plushies that don't feel nice at all. It was standard fare in this section, mostly Bluey and Stitch. There wasn't anything else to see, so let's move on to the main area and... what the hell? Even more of this crap? This Batman looks far worse than Iron Man. Even more than that, there's Superman who looks way worse, and these are $23 each. That's pretty steep for something at a discount store. I'm sure Iron Man is the same price, and I can confidently say these are going to be sitting on Burlington shelves for a long time. I remember last seeing these during the 2024 holiday season, a One Piece live action 5-pack figure set that's solid gold! This set only costs 10 Kennedy coins and that averages to 1 Sacagawea per figure. Not bad for something that's solid gold! A few weeks back I thought things were starting to gradually pick up at Burlington again, but it's actually been the same pattern. A few new things show up, those new things take up the shelves for several weeks, and those new things eventually become old things. At this point, I'm not expecting to see anything good at Burlington until the 2025 holiday season is underway. Check it out, I guess the Best Action Edward Elric action figure hasn't sold very well neither. Suffering the same fate are the Star Wars Epic Hero Series action figures of Paz Vizsla and Sabine Wren, maybe because they're available for 1 clam less at Ross. Speaking of Ross, that's where we're going next. It's mostly kids' toys in this area, so we're gonna walk right past that. Or not. I guess I was curious to see if there was a Golden Banana minifigure in that blind box. Spoiler, there wasn't. And that is a lot of Bendy Figs Catwoman action figures. Like seriously. Actually, there's a lot of stuff in general. We got our work cut out for us, so why don't we dig in? There's a lot of Bendy Figs Flash action figures here. This is a NECA Frankenstein action figure for $12, and see, more Flash. This Garp figure says $12, but I heard some reports that Ross bumped them up to 22 clams. Given the price increases I've seen already today, I believe what I heard. Anime figures just keep getting more... what was that? What the heck? This Bendy Figs Flash action figure just fell on the floor. Is it trying to get my attention? Are some weird Toy Story-like shenanigans happening? Probably not. I'm sure I knocked it over while I was moving something else. On to the next thing. It's been a while since I last saw a Super 7 Ultimates action figure at Ross, but that ends now with the D&D Sheila the Thief Cloak of Invisibility version. I honestly would prefer a normal Sheila action figure. The invisible version doesn't look good, and honestly, it comes off as super low effort and lazy. Like, why would anyone want a translucent figure with 0 details? Then again, who am I to talk when I like figures that are solid gold? By the way, Super 7 Ultimates usually go for 20 smackers at Ross, and she fit the bill. Geez, there's so much stuff here. I don't know why, but this time I feel the need to be a little more thorough with digging through the shelves. There's a lot of MHA Swole Tintin and Najiri Hado anime figures. Somehow they're still $10, though Lemillion has been around for so long that he really should be discounted already. Whoa, not again. Hey, those were some cat-like reflexes there. You all like that one-handed catch? Yeah, I know you did. Anyways, back to the shelves, and here's something new, a former Entertainment Earth exclusive Gluttony Funko Pop figure, and of course, there's plenty of crappy Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars action figures. I'm not seeing anything else new or interesting in the rubble. There's mostly repeats here, so why don't we check out the plushie section real quick. And look at that, plenty of Squishmallows. I really should be calling this the Squishmallow section, but not really because we got non-Squishmallows here. Man, I'm dropping stuff more than Linus Sebastian. Anyways, we got another Pokemon plush. I don't know the name of this one, but if I had to guess off its looks, something tells me it evolves into Sudowoodo. The rest of the section is Squishmallow galore, and I could tell we've seen them all recently, so we don't need to get up close and personal with them again. But maybe, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get up close and personal with the like and sub buttons? Bad segue? Yeah, I know. Oh well. Moving on, here's a returning action figure, a Turtles of Grayskull Ninjor. If you missed out before, you got another chance. I've been seeing a sporadic amount of Super Mario action figures by Jakks Pacific, but none of them have been new stuff. Every action figure in this wave has been seen at Ross for the past several months, and you know what? Are there even new waves of Mario figures at all? I haven't seen them at Target lately. Not only were there a ton of Bendyfigs action figures on the shelves, but there was a lot on the end cap as well. You see all those Frankenstein's monsters and those god-awful amounts of Margot Robbie action figures? I get the feeling we're seeing some future bargain bin tenants here. Not Kakashi though. Now it's time for DD's discounts, and to start things off here, I found some more Pokemon plushies of the sleeping variety, Rowlet to be exact. This thing is pretty funny, and it's kinda shaped like a steam bun. It doesn't feel quite as soft as the other sleeping Pokemon plushies like Pikachu, but due to the shape, this will make a decent pillow. These are 15 bucks each, and I believe they're in the same range as the Sleeping Pikachu and Snorlax plushies I've seen at Ross, which again, is under the same umbrella as DD's discounts. We're a little over halfway into this toy bargain hunting outing. I just wanted to take this time to thank you for coming along for the ride. I already made reference to liking the video and subbing, and I'm not doing that again. Ah, damn it. So much for that. At least I didn't put up the buttons. Aside from the Rowlet plushie, there weren't any new finds at the toy section. I'm gonna cut the rest of the filler out as it's not... Are you freaking kidding me? I dropped another thing? Anyways, before I cut everything out, look at that. That's one of those AI puppies advertised on YouTube, right? As for the checkout area, it's had an inconsistent presence at this location for the past few weeks. There wasn't anything here last time, and now there is. We got a Lilo Funko Pop from Futurama, and here's something I saw about a month or two ago, a Captain Hook Funko Pop with a free protective case. That's really all there is to highlight. The rest is old stuff we gone over at other DD's discounts and Ross, and they're not worth revisiting. Well, at least for the Funko Pop figures. It's worth noting that this recently stocked Momo figure was only 1,300 pennies while the Bunny Girl was 1,800. I don't get this pricing. Oh well, it's not worth spending time trying to make sense of it. Let's check out some dog beds at Ross. They might be a good deal, but since the wife and I don't own a dog, it would be a waste of money. You see all that stuff? We got a lot to go through, and we'll start with an All Elite Wrestling Unmatched Collection Plumber Moxley action figure with an AEW World Championship. Quick note, there's a lot of Unmatched Collection action figures to see, and to prevent myself from repeating the same thing, they're all 4 buckaroos each. Say hello to a returning item that we haven't seen in a while, a Transformers Legacy United 3-pack featuring Thundertron, Nightstrike, and Calcitron. The set goes for a respectable 20 clams, and the lowest online price I've seen is 350 dimes. Up next, we have another All Elite Wrestling Unmatched Collection action figure, a 1 out of 3,000 rare edition Claudio Castagnoli, formerly known as Cesaro during his time at WWE. Ooh, check this out. Just give me some time to get it out of the damn shelf. There we go. Here we have an Art Vignette Godzilla 1.0 figure by Bandai Namco for $20. It looks like Ross has the best deal because the best price I could find online was 32 paper Washingtons. Here's another All Elite Wrestling Unmatched Collection action figure. It's Bryan Danielson, and that's the outfit he wore when he made his AEW debut. We also have Wheeler Useless. I gotta say something about these action figures though. They look pretty bad. The male figures look like they skipped leg day, and that Bryan Danielson figure didn't even look like him. It doesn't get any better though. You'll see. I mean, I own a few. The Brody Lee action figures I have don't look bad, or at least not Bryan Danielson bad. Now let's check out an Unmatched Collection Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter action figure. Look at the image of her, and look at the action figure. They totally massacred Jamie. I don't get it. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Anyways, I haven't highlighted anything Hot Wheels, but here's a Star Wars Republic gunship, and we're quickly moving on to the next thing, which is just another Nejiri Hado anime figure. Moving on up, here's a Classic Collection Leonardo. This was here last week, and unsurprisingly, it hasn't moved. Now I'm just shuffling down the toy aisle, and I should remind all of you that this location has the largest toy section out of all the Ross stores in my area. What's the point in saying that? Well, I just wanted to communicate that there's a lot of stuff here, so much that I simply don't have the time to dig through every nook and cranny. I think I spent over 5 minutes filming, and that's actually much longer than the amount I normally film. But like I said before, this time I felt the need to make some effort hunting through all of the garbage. There were quite a few layers, but to be fair, it wasn't all slop. A lot of it was stuff we've already encountered. I mean, how many times have we seen this damn Pokemon Select or Ninja action figure? It looks super cool, and I don't think... No time for that now, I found a Masters of the Universe action figure. We got a Cartoon Collection Buzz-Off. Awesome. I don't think I need to explain what happens next. This was the area where Ross hung the vast majority of its action figure stock on hooks, but they decided to eliminate those and put in shelves again. I guess they needed to be more efficient with their space. With the holiday season coming up, they're gonna need it. I didn't realize they made the change at first, so I was definitely confused when I was walking through the aisles and didn't see what I had been accustomed to for the past year or so. I gotta highlight this solid gold Marvel Legends Iron Man simply because it's solid gold. Okay, that's enough messing around. It's time to put that back. And actually, I'm confusing myself even more. This shelf was the area where the hooks used to be. Man, this Ross just filled up all the aisles here with toys. It really wasn't like that before. The previous shelf was only partially full, and it mostly had kids' toys. You know, I said there was a lot of Bendyfigs action figures, and we're adding another to the Universal Monsters list with the Invisible Man. Again, these are $7 each, but given the sheer number of them, I'd say try holding out for price reductions. Before we head out, I wanted you all to take a look at the Solid Edgeworks metal cooler. He's $22 now, and this was $20 just a few weeks ago. Those prices are a damn shame. Onward to the final stop of the day, another Ross. What a surprise. Hopefully there's some good stuff here, and we finish this outing strong. We're starting off with another Minecraft mine kit. Surprisingly, I've been able to hold back on these. To anyone watching, have you tried your hand with digging through one? If so, what was your best find? Nothing but creepy baby dolls and other discount store slop. I hate those motion activated dolls. Every time I walk by one and trigger it, it scares the shit out of me. And here's something that's always concerning: open food products. At least dry fun noodles don't stink the place up. We got some more Stumble Guy sets, and of course strategic peeking allowed me to see that none of them came with a golden banana figure. I don't think I'll ever find one in a blind box. They seriously need to lower the prices on some of these. The big 2-packs didn't move at $12 before, and they're not gonna move for that price now. We got some more junk RC cars, and I haven't seen one of these Hot Wheels pull-out racers in a while. I think Bone Shaker is a Ross first timer, and it goes for a respectable $6. Kinda hard to believe it goes for $17.50 on eBay. I said before, if you're trying to collect action figures of all the Skeleton Crew kids, you got another shot to do it at Ross. Fern is back as well, and she's not exactly moving fast. I've seen this Fortnite supply crate package with solo mode Midnight Messi for 3 clams, but now Ross is selling them alone and charging a higher price of 40 dimes. Totally not worth it in my opinion. It's time for the Squishmallow section, and boy, that is a big pile of the mushroom. I'm pretty sure I saw one of those already. Now for some Halloween Squishmallows. Here's Miss K, which I assume is a clown. This particular Squishmallow isn't even in the Squishmallow database, so I have no other information on her. Pretty much all of the Halloween Squishmallows we're seeing at Ross are from last year, but that doesn't make them undesirable. Someone's definitely gonna buy Otto the Grim Reaper, and we got some more Halloween food Squishmallows. Here's Wilmot the Hoagie. He's got quite a set of fangs on him. He must be one of those sandwiches from Rand McNally that eat people. It's cute, but I'm good. The one I'm looking for is the one I passed up on last week, Orson the Cheeseburger. The fur bit that represents mold is quite funny and seals the deal for me. I can't go wrong for 400 pennies, and neither can you. Now for the final part of the final Ross, this rack full of collectibles. I'm sure you noticed this Matchmaker's Majin Buu and might have been screaming at me for missing them, but don't worry, things were made right. As you'd expect for a big boy like Majin Buu, the figure's quite heavy, and if you're okay with paying 20 clams, you better get him now before Ross jacks the price up another 2 greenbacks. One of my viewers alerted me to the presence of this History Box Majin Vegeta figure. Like some of the others, he's 20 bucks, but I'm good with the Dragon Ball Z stuff. I was a little confused with the Spider-Gwen Funko Pop. At first I thought the box was upside down, so I flipped it over and got even more confused. It turns out she's not perched on something, she's hanging upside down from a web. I don't like the $1 increase for certain Funko Pop figures. That's lame. And here's something I've seen numerous times and failed to highlight, a Marvel What If Hydra Stomper. I still have yet to finish What If. I heard it's good, so I really need to get on top of that. Okay everyone, I think it's time to wrap up the outing, so let's move on to the haul. It's a small amount of spoils, and I nearly went the whole outing without buying something. I think coming back empty-handed may happen sooner rather than later. Also, given the sheer amount of stuff I saw, I can't really call this a bust. I had a great time seeing all of those collectibles. And that does it for another toy bargain hunting outing. If you made it this far, why don't you buzz off in the comments? Thank you for coming along for the ride, and if you have some more time on your hands, please check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you later.